Check, check, check. Check 2, 1, 2. Guys, welcome. Welcome to a new stream today. It's the 15th of February, one day after Valentine's Day. And the only Valentine I have is the CRO token. So let's talk about that, guys. I do have a sore throat. I don't know if you guys live in a country that celebrates basically carnival. But we have had basically something like this. People are trying to dress up. People are having fun. Having a big parade as well, and a lot of music. So singing, of course, guys. I have a sore throat, so today's going to be very light regarding talk. But I'm still quite excited because so many cool things are happening literally right now. So guys, don't forget to truly strap in. And yeah, let's talk about the price quickly, because today has been a bit of a Debbie Downer. Today's a minus 5% day for CRO. But actually, like, I'm not all that, all that negative. And it's mainly because I talk about this on my Discord channel as well. And the Discord channel is actually, there's actually the members only part, but I talk there about going long or short on plays, really. And I always say, you don't trade a pattern based on a single breakout. But if today this is going to hold, you can see, right, we've got here a bit of a flag pattern, and we had a breakout, a very clean breakout. We went to about 8.4 cents. And now we're kind of backtesting exactly the re-entry point of the flag. So the question is, if this holds, I do believe we can potentially go to the target of the flagpole. Then we're talking about basically 10 cents. If and only if we have a successful retest here on this trend line. And I think that's possible. Currently, Bitcoin is retracing a little bit. It's still within this overall range. It's in between 70 and 60. So yesterday we went up to like 70, 71. 2 days before we went to about, 65. So overall, we're range bound. We're definitely range bound here for Bitcoin as it is right now. But there are also some good signs on the horizon, guys, so make sure you're strapped in. When Baron token, never. Never, never, never. Mr. Daddy as well, welcome. Beauty break. It is. Honestly, it's so clean. It is so clean. But you can see sometimes. So we had also a breakout to the downside. But this is truly a fake out here, what we see. Because you can see it tried to retest. But it was an unsuccessful retest. So instead of breaking down, it actually went back into the pattern. And we're back up now to the upside. So this is overall quite decent. What I don't like, though, if you make it a bit bigger, I think, though, this is still a decent setup for the short term. But some people could also make the argument, but coin Baron. We also should take a look here at potentially lower highs. But overall, I would still say, first and foremost, more bit of a test here of these highs at about 8.5 cents. If you can break that, though, I think it's quite easy to go to the next levels. This would be the first big resistance at about 9 cents. And after that, well, we should be going up to about 10 cents. So those are the levels to watch. Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Good Sunday. I got a sore throat, so pardon me for the ASMR video today. I also got this little bit of candy for the throat, so bear with me. Yeah, Bitcoin, though, it's it's stuck here. Not much exciting happening until we see a clean breakout. I feel like Ryan could have added what he's going to do with the unburned token. Well, it's actually a good topic, guys. Let's quickly talk about the overall AMA we have. Guys, welcome again. So this week has been quite exciting, not gonna lie. A lot of things happened. So I definitely recommend you guys to check out this video if you haven't done so yet. It's the Cronos Labs live AMA exclusive with Ryan White and Zane Backus. This here is Ryan. And this is Zane. Zane is the CPO, Chief Product. And here we've got the CEO. So the overall director, really, of the Cronos chain. And they're going to do some cool stuff. They're going to make an app. First release planned now for April 1st, 2025. Ill all week. ill all week. Poor Pete. Yeah, I think it's going viral again. The last time I got ill in February, it was during COVID. So please no global pandemic. Please no. We've had enough pain in the crypto market. I honestly I don't know what I would do if we have anything like this again. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, that basically in 2019 or 2020 we had quite a good rally, and then we had an out of nowhere COVID dump. It created a higher low though, but it's quite interesting. Yeah, for now we need to watch what's happening in the short-term time frames. So not too shabby, guys. Oh yeah, the interview though. QBA, welcome. I definitely recommend to listen back to this interview. I think it was quite filled with information. Not everything was answered. I'm still listening back to it myself because when I'm hosting this stuff, I'm also trying to reach out. So I haven't like totally been through all the details, but I would say the most important thing is we're never ever going to do anything like the 70 billion burn again. So more transparent. I'm gonna see burns in the future. And like I mentioned, the Cronos app launching on the 1st of February. Not February, the 1st of April. So that's pretty good because also don't forget, guys, we still have this planned also for the end of Q1. So that's the end of March. And besides that, and this is hot from the press, fresh news here. So Trump's Truth Social Fund has filed 2 new ETFs. The Truth Social Cronos Yield Maximizer ETF and also the Truth Social Bitcoin and Ether ETF. So this is a combination ETF of both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this is just CRO. This ETF will just be filling more and more CRO. Pretty cool, honestly. Having said that though, besides my interview, there was another interview with not Zane, but with Smith. So here we got another interview. I definitely recommend to check that one out as well. If you go to the Cronos Twitter page, you can find this one done by Vida Labs. They're not really well known, but Vida, for example, they made the earn section in the Kraken app. They are vaults basically. So they have a lot of technical know-how. They have a decent audience, 30,000 followers basically, not that much, but still quite interesting to see this interview with, again, Ryan Smith here. He is a good question what he actually is. I think the chief of growth, something like that. And then we got here the interview stuff from Vida Labs. So there was she's a content lead, more professional than I am. So that's actually pretty cool. And that's not the only thing, because next week there's going to be another episode. Ryan Wyatt and Smith, the SCP of Growth, will be joining Alex in the Wolfish podcast. And it will be happening 3 p.m. on the 17th. And I need to check, but I think, guys, I will be able to live stream that one as well. So yeah, make sure you're strapped in. Let me double check. Can I live stream that? That's Tuesday, right? Yeah. I think I can live stream that Tuesday. So tune in, 3 p.m. UTC. I think I might be able to live stream the podcast, so you won't miss a single thing. So hit the like button, and of course, don't forget to subscribe while you're at it. I'm if I wasn't that ill, I would be like freaking stoked, guys. I honestly, I have a lot of things to show also on the chart. I need to show you. I wouldn't say this Bitcoin chart is quite exciting, but if I'm talking Bitcoin dominance, if I'm talking others Bitcoin, if I'm talking Crow Bitcoin, a lot of things are lining up now. DXY also. DXY. Zane is a man of his word. I got my $10 of Crow. That's been one of my favorite parts, really, of the AMA. So for anyone that missed it, Zane was saying, hey, if you bench press this amount of kilograms or pounds, I don't know exactly, hey, I will send you 2 Crow. And I was like, you will send him 2 CRO for benching that much. So I find it pretty interesting. Later though, he said, well, we're gonna make it $10 worth of CRO. But I kind of like this because I, of course, am following the price 24/7. I've got this whole clock thing here. I'm following the CRO price all day long. I think Zane is like, yeah, it doesn't matter what the price is now, as long as we're building a good product, a focused way of building a good product, then we're gonna make it anyways. It might be like 8 cents now, but you know, I think in his mind it's $5 already. I'm glad though he sent you the $10. I mean, $10 in a bear market, not too bad. So if anyone wondering, do I think it's a bear market? Well, this is my stance, and which I think it will be for a long time. Bitcoin has had a rough period, very rough period. That's I would say, to say it very lightly. But if we take it very objectively, it is now down about minus 50% from the highs. Minus 50%, right? So that's rough. I'm not gonna lie, that's rough, but it also was minus 50%. And we did go to new all-time highs not that much later. So this could be like a mini bear market, like this also was a mini bear market. I don't like to talk technicals here. I mean, what's a bear market, what's not? If you go take a look at stocks, they mention everything below minus 20%, that's a bear market. I wouldn't always say that because, for example, let me show you gold quickly, or silver. Welcome guys, don't forget to hit the like button. So gold did magnificent last week again. Even though it had a really rough downturn here, so minus 20%, that would be about bear market territories for gold. But it is rising again. So I would make the argument that this was just way too quick. So this was too quick. But now again, it's back to following the overall trend. So maybe it needs to go down a little bit more again, back to 4,500. But like in theory, I don't necessarily see why gold can't keep rising like this. And it also has to do with the DXY, the dollar currency index. So the dollar keeps going down, guys. Nobody wants to buy dollars. Nobody. So what do they buy instead? What do they buy? Gold. Gold is one of the only few international safe havens regarding where to store your money, or where to store value, right? Gold is definitely a store of value. And I believe at some point we will see the DXY collapse again to these levels, about 90. The fun thing though is, the last time this happened, when we had a crash really back to those levels, that corresponded with a top for Bitcoin. But the weird stuff is that basically we had a really strong move for the DXY when Bitcoin started to rally. This was right when Trump took office, and also Bitcoin started rallying. So this cycle feels off. Dollar is becoming stronger. Bitcoin is getting stronger. Dollar is getting weaker. Bitcoin is getting weaker. And the previous cycle was the exact opposite. So strong dollar, weak Bitcoin. Weak dollar, strong Bitcoin. Oh, by the way, guys, I love this myself. Please, for everyone just joining in, I know a lot of people actually got a free membership thanks to Cliff and also a few other people like Norman. Please go check the emote section now. If you go, press the chat button. I now have a lot of new different emotes. I will just put them all in. I hope you all recognize them. We got all the cards. We got the ruby, the indigo, we got the green. We also got Ryan. I love this one, the Ryan hat. We call it Kappa. And we also got, a bit of Chris. And we also have, of course, crypto.com. So for any members out there, if you have any other ID for like an emote, please let me know. But I kind of think this is funny. We have some new emotes. If you got the membership, please don't. Let me know what kind of card you have. Like, this is my card. I've got the icy white. Okay, does work. Glad to see. Glad to see, Pete. Question here by Sean. Does Powell have to cut now and eat his words on tariffs causing inflation to go up? Has it gone down in recent date? Let me check that out, because I've seen the same numbers. So Sean guys is talking about the CPI data. Let me check if I can find it somewhere easily. CPI. Yeah, here we got it, basically. Here you can see that the CPI. Oh, wait a minute, is this the one? No, this is all data. I don't like searching really on X. It's really bad, actually. Oh well. So basically, to give you guys any update, the inflation data showed that inflation was lower than expected, lower than the month before that as well. So overall, inflation is going down, down, and down. Oh, this is actually it. Here you can see data missing is due to the government shutdown, but the latest month is lower than expected. I don't know if this is true, though. Sorry, guys. Again, sore throat, so be kind to me. Ah, here we got it. This is the one. Previous 2.7. Now it's 2.4. So inflation is going down, down, and down. And we got an FOMC in a few more minutes, right? A few more weeks. I don't think that the expectation for the FOMC is to see a rate cut. Still, 90% chance we will see no rate cut, and therefore no cheaper money. No rate cut, guys, means no cheap money. And cheap money is what we need to, you know, ease it a bit more for Bitcoin. Cheap money is a bit like lotion or lubricant, I would say, for the motor. Also for the economic motor, because what I heard also is that the job market, non-farm payrolls are not doing all too good. So they might want to stimulate the economy a bit better in the US and also worldwide, because not all the economies are doing all too great. For example, the German economy is it's been heavily focused on the auto industry, but China has been getting ahead also in the auto industry thanks to their, you know, cheap electric cars. Bitcoin, though, is definitely, I would say, you know, if the overall economy is doing great, Bitcoin can also outperform other typical common assets, because it is also a risk-on asset. Pro, same deal. Pro is very much related, I would say, to what Bitcoin does. Having said that, though, in recent weeks, Pro Bitcoin has been going up, and we've been talking about this line for a long time. You can see we had a few tests here on this line, but it's holding on. It's holding on beautifully. And yesterday, I believe, on Saturday, we had the highest daily close since all the way back in December, after the big pump. And before that, well, we have to go all the way back to over here. No, wait, even here. So Crow Bitcoin is not doing all too bad, guys, all things considered. And I was talking about a potential bear market, right? So for Bitcoin, there's definitely a case to be made that this is a bear market. From the high to the low, minus 50%. However, for Cronos, I would say the argument is a bit less clear, because we are, if we zoom out, we have to zoom out a lot here. If we go back, we're basically where we were a few months back as well, in June of 2025. in my mind, this could still be the build-up. This could still be the build-up phase to go to higher highs. But yeah, it's everybody guess at this point, I would say. What's up, people? Whoa, a lot of good questions today, guys. Let me give me some time. What's up, Bjorn? What's up, Solid Snake? Yeah, thanks for all the moderators during the AMA, because I saw a lot of spam happening. I would say Crow at Knife, for example. Well, you guys did amazing. Personal opinion here, but I think we're going to retest the early 60Ks again, either sometime next week or perhaps the week after, following the rebound we're watching. It all depends, I would say, on the structure. If we get a structural break, we have to reconsider. But for now, let's see how this plays out here. We have a few more weeks left. Not a few more weeks, a few more days. It should be breaking out by the 19th. So, guys, strap in. Watch this closely. I would say the upcoming weeks could be very interesting. I don't think it's impossible that we retest these lows here. If this is the bottom, I think somebody has been mentioning this is a potential bottom here. And I think there's definitely a case to be made that we are at rock bottom here. I do want to argue that you need to be still cautious, because we can be at rock bottom for quite some time. Even here, we were at rock bottom, and we stayed at these ranges for the longest time. Basically for 64 days, about 2 months. We could be 2 months at the gutter here. Before, and I think it makes sense, right? Because people need to be... They need to get some more confidence again in the market. They need to be confident in the market that, you know, risk assets can go higher again. They need to see some kind of reassurance. It could be, for example, the midterm election being, well, done for the Republicans. But typically, if the Republicans, you know, have the president but don't have the House, it's actually good for stocks typically, actually, because no change is good for the market. Markets like predictability. And Trump is one thing except predictable. I have to say, though, kudos, well, you know, because the stock market is rallying like crazy. The stock market went down, I believe, on Friday, but overall, we're still so close to an all-time high. We recently broke 7,000 points, I do believe. It's honestly very exciting to see how well the overall stock market is doing, mainly due to the Magnificent Seven. But yeah, I would say everybody that's, you know, investing into ETFs like the S&P or the world ETFs, I think they're doing quite well so far. Rato saying, I think 4 to 3 cents will happen. I think it's very unlikely. Björn, thank you so much. Crow from shows some love to Trans King as well. It was his birthday on the 12th. I completely forgot. Mr. Pete. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday to you and to the fam. I hope you really enjoy it with the boys. So happy to see you in the chat again. What a wonderful week. What a wonderful week. James Colbert is saying, I don't think Crow will drop past 6 cents. So I will share where my head is at. So if you take a look at Crow, throughout the years, there is in general like very big support here and here. That's at about 5.5 cents. Below that, we have about 4.8. Robert, thank you so much. Welcome for 3 months as part of the Strap Club. Happy birthday, guys. Or happy birthday to Pete, of course. Morphin, welcome. Teddy as well. It's a typical weekend Sunday dump, Monday pump. Let's go. Like I don't think that's that crazy to say, because again, take a look at the overall structure that we have here. It needs to go back up to about 70. I would say this is a rather bullish setup overall for Bitcoin. I don't think this... I would say this is a bit of an asymmetrical triangle, because this is pretty straight. And this is a very clear uptrend. So we've been testing this line again and again and again. So I think there is quite a decent opportunity for Bitcoin going forward. And for CRO specifically, it needs to hold here. It's also, you see, it's stuck here for quite some time already. Today, at least. The last 4 hours, it tried to go below this, but it really can't. So very interesting. Crypto Dre is saying, well, I think this is the bottom. I think definitely there's a case we made there. Talking about bottoms, I want to also show you quickly what's happening with Others Bitcoin. And I think this is quite huge. I think this is quite huge, honestly. So this is the Others Bitcoin chart. So altcoins, including stable coins, by the way. But altcoins versus Bitcoin. And we talked about this a while back, but on the 10th of October, it hit this line. This has been the low 1, 2, 3 times before. I would say also at a 4th time because of the 10-10 dump. It was a bit of an anomaly, but still, this also was a pretty fierce drop. Same also here. But this goes back all the way to 2017. 2017, guys. Every time we come back to this line, there's also one other thing. If you add up the MACD here, and this is the MACD, you can see that in the history of Others Bitcoin, on the monthly scale, we don't often have a bullish period for Others Bitcoin. We have had 1, 2, it is mentioning 3 here, but now we have 4. For the first time in, I would say, 2 years, for the first time in 2 years, we are showing green on the MACD of Others Bitcoin. So what does this mean? As we see, the last time 2 years ago that we had this, it meant nothing. There was one green candle. Teddy, thank you so much. Teddy, thank you so much. 6 months already. What a Chad. Happy birthday, Pete. Happy birthday. So, what you see here, back in 2024, we had one green MACD candle. It meant nothing. So far though, and the month is still going, so don't draw any conclusions yet, but so far, we are having 2 green consecutive candles on the MACD. If, and only if, this trend is going to continue, it will be probably more like this over here, like this period or this period. You guys are way too kind today, guys. Akbarali, or Akbarali, I'm so sorry. Welcome to the Strap Club, sir. Don't forget to join the private Discord. Link is in the description down below. And enjoy your emoticons. I personally, I'm a big fan of the Ryan emoticon. But do you guys see what I'm seeing here? Green periods. And the green period, when was that? The last green period, that basically was this here. From November 19 all the way to January 2021. And just to show you guys what CRO did in that period. I don't even have all the data, but basically it did this. Throughout the years. What did Ethereum do? Well, same thing. From 2019 to 2022, it did this. And I'm talking about crazy gains. So I'm talking, this was 4,000% almost. 4,000%. Jeez. Guys, link to the Discord is in the chat, but also in the description down below if you don't trust Bjorn. I trust Bjorn. But this is pretty crazy, isn't it? And this hasn't happened often. Like, this is truly a very unique indicator, guys. In all occasions, all previous occasions, a green MACD, it led to a crazy alt season with one exception. So let's see how this will play out. I believe, if I also take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, Bitcoin dominance is also showing you the same on a monthly. So it's showing you a red MACD. And for Bitcoin dominance, that's good, because that shows that Bitcoin is having struggle against altcoins. And you see it, you feel it. Bitcoin can't keep up. Partially due to stablecoins, by the way. P6, Mr. Rafik. My prediction is 72 cents in March. Oh, that's bullish. That's very bullish. Ivan. Wait a minute. Robert sending 5 Coinbearing gift membership. Thank you so much. Well, we got a few crazy new members. I saw Robert, or I saw Lionel or Lioness. Don't worry. Guys, welcome to the club. Thank you so much, Robert. You're such a kind man. 5 new people strapped in. I will strap in 5 times for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome, guys. How are we doing with the parallel with the Nvidia chart? I could do it possibly, but you do it way better. Let's check quickly, Chimp. Welcome. Let's check. So if anyone wondering, Nvidia, we were drawing parallels with Bitcoin mainly. So what you see, let me quickly just make it from scratch so you can join in the same thought process. So this is the Nvidia chart. We have this overall uptrend. And we have an overall, well, I would say downtrend as well here. But what is significant is that we created a lower low. Here we had a low, and here we had a lower low. And people got extremely bearish on this lower low because it broke through major support. This major support here. It was very, very short, only a day or two. But we did break below. Now let's go to Bitcoin. Let's go to a different Bitcoin chart quickly. Oh well, I think I can show you here. Same thing here. You can see an overall uptrend with higher highs and lower lows. And the same thing again, we have a very significant support line where we broke below. And so far it's a bit longer though. So you can see that we're still not back to these levels. Let me double check. Yeah, so Nvidia was back within like a day or two. Bitcoin is still at those lower lows. But the overall picture is pretty similar. We have a bit of a megaphone pattern. High lows and higher highs. And, if you ask me, what's still possible? If you believe Raoul Pal, for example, he's talking about a 5-year cycle. I think it's pretty possible that we have one final test here of the upper echelon before we go down. So what if in the next few weeks we do continue with something like Nvidia? And let me try to copy paste this, but it's might be a bit hard. Let's say we do a bit like Nvidia. We are probably going to copy this pattern. We have one more retest here at about 160. before we have a fall down. And it is possible in that case, if we have one final, you know, final blow off, that we have an altcoin season. That will be the Nvidia pattern. I think I need to zoom out a bit more, but I do believe you see some resemblances. It's not perfect. It will never be perfect, guys. But you can see, right? It's not like all hope is lost. How much did Nvidia go down, by the way? I think this was also quite brutal. For a stock, it went down from 150 to 88. For a stock, guys, minus 44%. It is much like Bitcoin in that regard. I would say I was surprised by how much people can actually bench. Robert is saying just a little bit down more, and then we have a bottom touch. After that, only up all year long. The difficult part might end soon. It might. It might. You know, honestly, we have had a lot of rough time already, so I think it's possible. You see the 36% tax on unrealized capital gains? Yes, sir. It's been in the works like for 4 years now at this point, so I find it really funny. Everybody's like on Twitter losing their minds. I'm like, yeah, I've seen this coming. Oh, QBA is a Bitcoin maxi. Alt will make a move in about 2 years. For now, though, till December, all in DCA and Bitcoin. Okay. I respect that. I think that we can have a move. I do believe we can have a move. Also, you know, just time in the cycle wise, or time in the pump wise, it takes some time from bottom, top to bottom is about 240 days. The most recent top we had for CRO Bitcoin here, that was about 150 days ago, so half a year ago. So potentially we are dropping a bit more, but that's no guarantee, of course. So maybe it's going to take a bit longer. If this is going to play out, like when we see the next pump for like time in the cycle wise, or time in the you know, time wise, we could be talking about May. If you have anything similar. Oh. So a bit longer. May or April. Kind of would make sense. I mean, we have been talking a lot about the April time frame. Again, we talked about the ETF. This ETF, by the way, will not come in April, but we do have 2 other ETFs in the works for CRO specifically. This will be the 3rd CRO ETF. But yeah, we do have what I mentioned. We have the Cronos app coming up. Look at the RSI on gold coin baron. At the recent high, the RSI was hugely overbought, so I can't see much more higher prices over the next few months. It needs to cool first. Let's check. I think it has been overbought for a long time. I mean, on the day it has cooled down a lot. I would say it has cooled down quite a lot, actually. On the week it is overbought. Month. Ooh, this is really high. On the monthly, it's oh, that's crazy. It's back to levels just after World War II. That's crazy. The only other time after that was in 68. During the hippie days. I don't remember 68 myself, guys, unfortunately. I don't know what the days were like. But yeah, it's quite crazy to see the charts here regarding gold. Crow will be at 22 cents on April 1st. I could see that happen. Like 20 cents, that's, we have been there so many times before. 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents. Here we were stuck at 20 cents for quite some time, but we eventually broke below it. So 20 cents is quite a strong level historically for Crow at least. Robert showing off his Indigo card. Hey Star Fox, good to see you, sir. Ryder's thinking about a 40k Bitcoin. I'm not really in that school myself. And I can explain myself here because like for me, it's not like very logical that we'll see a 70+% drop for Bitcoin. If you compare the gains, like the gains this cycle, the previous cycle was about 2000% gains, bottom to high. This time around, bottom to high, only 650%. So last time, guys, you could like easy 20x your money almost. That's not entirely true, but well, that's actually true. Like you could 20x your money. This cycle, you will be happy with about a 7x. No, a bit more than a 7x. So I would say in an environment where you go up 20x, it makes sense that you go down minus 80% or minus 70%. If you only go down or up about 7x, it makes no sense to me to go down minus 80% again. I could see like 50k. But if anything, like if you want to like to sleep well as a bear, I would say check the 200 week. Tomorrow it will change again. But here we got the 200 week, and we got very close to it. We got very close to it. It's the blue line. And in the history of Bitcoin, like oh, this is the wrong chart. Okay, it's a bit of a busy chart here, but you can see that this blue line, it's been often a bit of a bottom for Bitcoin. Here, bottom, here, bottom, here, bottom. Here it went below it very briefly, but the 200 day is strong. And the 200 day is at about 60k now. To be more fair, 58 point something. Sorry guys, my throat is still very sore. What's up, people? Don't forget to strap in, hit the like, all the good stuff. It's a good week. Like, I'm honestly thrilled by seeing others Bitcoin go green. I'm thrilled by you know, I think the opportunity for Crows, like it's big here. I'm almost ready to go long. And to give you guys my take again, so I'm seeing here a bull flag, a short-term bull flag. And I always say you don't trade the breakout, you trade the test. So if we stay here for a bit longer, you can see already, I would say this reaction is perfect here. We test it again, and now we see a good first green candle this hour. Crow at about almost back to 8 cents. If it continues, we're going to 10 cents quite quickly. But it's a TA from Coinbaron here. About 6.7. 6.7. I know, it's 6.7 cents the bottom for Crow this cycle. I feel so Gen Z now. Well, on this exchange, on Coinbase, the bottom was exactly 658. I think on crypto.com was a bit higher. Yeah, I think you make a good case there, Robert. What are your thoughts on the Cronos app? Is it a good addition or does it conflict with CDC? I specifically asked that question, Björn, during the interview because I was thinking, okay, why would somebody trade on crypto.com and not on Cronos or the other way around? And I like the answer. So for anyone that missed it, I would say definitely check out the whole interview here. But as a quick takeaway, he is definitely talking about the difference of crypto.com and the Cronos app being the decentralization. If I go to certain countries, I cannot use the crypto.com app. Also on crypto.com in the Netherlands, it is legally not allowed to do any perpetuals trading. So going long or short, you just can't do it. Also some lending products that they work. So if they go the decentralized route, it should work globally without the whole issue of licenses. So I would say in the long term, the crypto.com app will remain the go-to place for the easy access. Like the easiest way to buy and sell crypto, that will be on crypto.com. But if you want to do anything advanced with your money and your keys in your possession, you have to go to the Cronos app. So I think it's an easy choice there for many traders, but also for some people, it's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with using crypto.com, and they still have, you know, they got all the cards. So I think I will have a a good allocation of a bit of Cronos on the app, a bit of Cronos on the exchange, and a bit of on the actual. Well, they call it the main app. So the main app, the Cronos app, and the crypto.com exchange. QBA got the icy white for cheap in the last bull market when Crow was like 86 cents. I've got the same. I think I locked up like 50k Crow for the icy white. It was like ridiculously cheap. So I still have a lot of Crow in my own possession, but I also got the 4% cash back. So I love it. I love it, guys. Peter's saying, well, tariffs cause inflation where demand stays the same. There was a report recently showing that demand is plummeting, which is causing price cuts by importers in a bid to sell their goods. Okay, interesting. Happy birthday again, P, by the way. Everybody loves Rafik's prediction. James Colbert is saying, well, take a look at the altcoin index. We can do that. We've shown you quickly, guys, for anyone that missed it. We showed you, Orders Bitcoin. Orders Bitcoin is definitely showing an uptrend again. We showed you Bitcoin dominance, showing that Bitcoin is still in a downtrend versus altcoins. But how about the official altcoin index? Altcoin season. Oh, this is not the one, but I do like what I'm seeing here. We're still in extreme fear. We're still in extreme fear. It's crazy. So it's not officially altcoin season, but it's pretty strong. We've had a very brief altcoin season. This is also when Crow had the first break above like 30 cents. Typically though, the altcoin seasons are longer, way longer. That's also why I prefer to take a look at the I would say this is my favorite one. The monthly altcoin season index. So you can see it's still very much a Bitcoin year. And this is what you want to see. You want to see a switch from Bitcoin year into altcoin year. And typically that happens quite quickly. But you see that it didn't happen. Like so far, 2024, 2025, no complete switch from Bitcoin into altcoin. Like it skipped it for one cycle so far. Very weird. I'm waiting for March 26th. Well, we'll have to keep Chris accountable, don't we? The best Cronos community on the internet. Not just the internet. Like also we do. Well, I'm also planning to do some more offline events in the future. So. Oh, Teddy, thank you so much. I missed it. Teddy donating here, £1.50. Strapped in again. Thank you so much. Whoa, another one. Hey, what's up, Oscar? Happy to see you, sir. I was trying to talk to you in the space, but I got booted. I don't know. The X space was rugging me. I hate X. Like it's such a bad platform. Pump it. Ruby, you're the best, man. I'm just better from the moment I've joined this community. No stress anymore. Patient and calm. Thank you. I would say everyone in the Crow fam is pretty mature, pretty calm. As long as you don't go to Reddit. Reddit is a is a place of hate, a place of hatred and pity. Hey, Still Rock, welcome. Not about deserving. Chris made it clear that we should be aiming for this time in March and thinking dollars, not cents. That's also, I think, why Zane was saying, well, a 2 Crow price, that should be sufficient, right? I mean, $5 Crow. I think we can do it. I think a $5 Crow, it's possible, but it needs to happen, like quickly. Because, like, long-term wise, I'm also... So, as you guys might know, I do know that we have this monthly release of tokens. If you go to CoinMarketCap, you can see that we have here the tokens, the Crow tokens. And if you scroll down, you can see the Cronos unlocks. And so far, we are basically almost 1 year in with a 5-year unlock schedule. And I'm not saying that we're... you know, selling all the Crow. There is a bit of dilution, I would say, but overall, it's not really entering the market. But at some point, it might enter the market for whatever reason. So the quicker we actually cross, like the $1 mark, $2 mark, $3, the better it is. Because also, let's say we go to $5, right? And we go to $5, and we also have a 100 million Crow token supply. We should be talking about a $5 billion token. If I take a look at the market cap of Ethereum, the Ethereum market cap is only 250, give or take. So that would be double the market cap of Ethereum, which is not really that, you know, typically achievable. Hey John, welcome. Strapped in. I'm happy, guys, overall. So I need to still take a good detailed look at, you know, everything that has been said recently from Ryan regarding tokenomics, regarding the app, regarding everything. So check out this video if you haven't. But the overall vibe was just very good. Also, I got a lot of funny comments from people talking here about the look from Zane. Like he is so locked in. He's locked in, man, for this market. I don't think he's using any ecstasy, guys. Don't you worry. No, but he's locked in. This is the face of somebody that's locked in for this market. He's going to build, and I think he honestly has quite a. I would say we got here the beauty and we got the brains here, because Ryan, he's very charismatic. And I think he's also pretty clever, right? But I think Zane, you know, I think he's just a little tad brighter than Ryan. And that's fine, because we need both people. We need somebody charismatic to lead the bunch, and we need somebody, you know, with the brains. Best thing to do is get a 30-year mortgage when AI will have your job in 2 years. I don't believe that AI will take my job in 2 years. What's up, Crypto Isaac? What do you do if you don't want AI to take your job, you should become a carpenter, painter. Any manual labor will always do good. Franz King is talking about the shallower the gains, the shallower the drawdown as well. So he's talking about probably not seeing a big 70% plus drawdown for Bitcoin. And I agree, yeah. Hey, NLP, good to see you, sir. NLP is sharing all the good stuff also on Reddit, guys. So when I was talking about Reddit, there are some good folks still out there. There are also some, you know, not so bright folks out there on Reddit. I think Reddit is, well, I started to dislike Twitter or X more and more because the algorithm. So, okay, let me say it like this. I am typically a very nuanced person. But the thing about X, it really tries to promote very extremes. It's going to be rather A or B. There is no in between. There's no A, B. So it's always bulls or bears, not like, hey, you know, what about the in-between case? I'm really the in-between case here. I do believe that we might have like a bit of a mini bear market, right? I mean, we're down minus 50%, but that doesn't rule out a new all-time high later. That's my case, of course. I might be wrong, I might be right. But the same thing also regarding the new tax system in the Netherlands. It's always very extreme, and I hate it. I hate that the algorithm works that way. Because the world isn't grey. No, it's not black or white, it's grey. That's what I should say. Don't know if you've seen it, but the UK government is having conversations about potentially introducing a universal basic income, UBI, as our economy will get hit hardest by AI. I see this conversation come up every, you know, so often. I don't know what I have to think about this though, because we said the same thing when the internet came there. So yeah, the internet is going to replace all our jobs, and yeah, I would say some industries have definitely been hit, like the people working as mailmen, for example. When people started sending text messages or emails, the mailman became less and less busy. But I think that's good. I think the change of AI, I think people will go more into the leisure business, for example. Let's see though. What I found funny was how wobbly that Ryan was. It's almost as though he had been a liquid lunch prior to webcast. He didn't. Did you say wobbly? I mean, he moves a lot. Meme coin, welcome. That's the OG Cronos chain meme there. Guys, 10 points for anyone who recognizes this profile picture here from Mr. Meme Coin. If the rainbow chart is to be believed, then pushing to the peak of the bull market later this year pushes. Wait, yeah. So you're actually right. We've been talking about the $5 price tag, right? If it's going to hold true, I need to remove a lot of stuff here. But the higher band here, this is $5. About here. X is rubbish. It teaches people that life is binary when it isn't. I would say in some cases it isn't, or it is, like 1 + 1. But even that, on that topic, if somebody's making the argument that 1 + 1 is free, they will get additional algorithm attention on X, because the counter argument is so extreme. It tries to also, you know, the more extreme a comment is, also the more likely people are about to comment on it. I hate it. It's so bad. Hey Sky, welcome. He was very animated, but yeah, I loved his enthusiasm. I think honestly, like, Ryan is what we needed. As a Crow fan, we needed somebody like Ryan. Like, we needed him last year. Chris is cool. Chris is a chat. By the way, one thing bearish is that this whole AI.com thing. I don't know if I can show it even, but it's still not live. They did a whole release campaign exactly a week ago during Super Bowl, and we still cannot play with my AI agent. So weird stuff. But apparently it's live now to a few people, but not to the big audience. But it's coming. Still an early release, but it should be coming soon. Watch him when he isn't talking. So I'm in a lot of chat groups where Ryan is also in. So basically what happened, and it's pretty fun. I don't know if I can show it to you, but whenever he wasn't talking, whenever he wasn't talking, he was typically actually chatting with somebody about the live stream with it. Somewhat unprofessional, but yeah, I kind of like it's his vibe. He's talking a lot though. And some people just can't sit still. AI cannot take your place, man. Well, like AGI, because we do everything, same thing. Well, like AGI, because we do every day, same thing, we learn. So the AGI is here from a long time ago. AI will be used only for automation, and maybe it will make us lazy. I think AI is already making us lazy. If I heard some people that they, for example, at school, if you have a complex mathematical equation, right? People are just feeding it to I don't know, Gemini, to ChatGPT. They're not thinking for their own solution anymore, like the kids these days. And I think they even had some test with like the EIG or EEG, but they did some brain test basically with people or kids that used AI and kids that didn't use AI. People that are actively forced to think about certain solutions. And don't get me wrong, I think big parts of mathematics are true bollocks. You don't need to learn it. You never use it. But the way how you learn about thinking about solutions, trying to think different, really, I think that's good for the stimulation really of the brain. So just my take here, my 2 cents, my 2 crow. If your competition is using AI and you don't, oof, you're cooked, sir. You're cooked. Talking about being cooked, guys, I'm also pretty cooked, not gonna lie. So overall, as I told you, I'm gonna check if I'm gonna pay close attention here to this trade. I think I might be able, I think I'm gonna open along here. I think I'm gonna open along here because it's perfect. It's the setup that we talked about. It's a bull flag. It had a retest on the structure, and the target is about 10 cents. So I will let you know next week how it goes. Stream, I might be doing an additional stream on Tuesday, but I will certainly be back on Thursday, and I'll also be back on Sunday, 9 PM Amsterdam time, same time here. I hope to be better as well. Thank you so much, Björn. Thank you so much. Guys, have an awesome week. And again, Pete, enjoy the rest of your holiday evening. Oh, well, birthday weekend evening. I'm cooked. I'm so cooked. But I would say the markets aren't that cooked at least, which is good. So I'm bullish, guys. Happy to see you. Let's talk again soon. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way.